Greetings, Attorney Derek DeBrosse, coming to you from Columbus, Ohio. Munitions Law Group, munitionsgroup.com. Offices in Atlanta, Georgia, Louisville, Kentucky, and Columbus, Ohio. We offer services around the country on the federal level, and we have attorneys licensed in multiple states. Please call us if you have anything that you need regarding the gun industry. Today, we're coming to you with some new questions. Sorry I've been away for so long. It's been a while, but we just got busy with the election and just business in general. But I appreciate you guys following us. Please make sure that you follow us on social media. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell below. And as always, feel free to drop comments in, and we'll try to get to them when we can. Today's question actually comes, I believe, from a California citizen. So I'm only going to be able to address some of these questions as I'm not licensed in California. And California's an odd duck when it comes to gun law. Very much more regulated, very much more difficult place to do business in this industry. But nonetheless, I'll try to address your questions as much as I can from a general legal perspective. All right. And the first part of the question that the viewer asks is, when is it appropriate for me to gift my children firearms? What ages do they need to be to gift them for handguns and or long guns? So that question's an interesting one. A lot of it has to do with your state. So I'll give you an example from my home state of Ohio. A lot of people have a misunderstanding of juveniles and handguns. They think, oh, you can't have a handgun if you're under the age of 21 as a juvenile. It's not necessarily the case. What's actually illegal in Ohio is the transfer of the handgun. So theoretically, if someone acquired a handgun legally in another state, such as maybe an inheritance from a grandfather, and then they moved and say they were maybe 18 years old to Ohio, there'd be no crime being committed because there's no transfer being conducted. And under federal law, they only regulate the transfer of handguns and any gun, 18 for other firearms, from the sale of a dealer. So regarding when is it advisable for you to transfer guns to your children, that's really a question up to you. But from a legal perspective, I always say the safest thing to do, no matter what state you're in, is at least wait till they're 21, and you can just forget about all the other nuanced issues regarding 18 or 21 long gun versus handgun. So I hope that gave you at least a little bit of guidance. But as always, if you want a firm legal opinion on this is obviously not legal advice. You can feel free to call us, and we'll put that in writing for you. There's a couple other questions that this follower has asked. Next one is, if I go to my gun range and place loaded magazines into my handgun's hard case along with the handgun, but the handgun has a trigger lock on it, and I place both the loaded magazines and the gun in the hard case and the hard case without a concealed handgun license, is the transport legal? The gun and the loaded magazine are in the same case. Again, it depends on state law, and I believe you've asked something later on about California, so I can't really address that question for you. I'll tell you, in Ohio, it's not legal. They need to be in complete and separate enclosure, the loaded magazines from the gun. But again, that's very state specific. Then he goes on and he asks, what is my civil and legal liability in Ohio? So maybe he is from Ohio. If I load my own ammunition and share these rounds with fellow shooters at the range. It's more of a products liability question. There's no real statute on this regarding gun law, at least not in the state of Ohio. So there's just inherent liability if you're manufacturing something and giving it to somebody using it blows up. There's a good chance you may get sued. As to what the case law says on that, I honestly don't know. That's something that you would probably want to address with a products liability attorney. More specifically. So that's all I got right now today. There are some more questions from this user, but I want to get to other users' questions. I'll come back and answer the rest at a later time. I hope this gave you a little bit of direction, maybe spurred some other comments, other questions to come from that. And as always, like I always say, just make sure you're safe out there, and please carry on.